Back at it. Part 2. Okay. Yo, this is fresh off the wire. Conversation. Successful young black lawyer. Anaya. That first part was great. Now the second part. Prevalent news. Mm-hmm. Roe v. Wade. I don't even want to misspeak. Mm-hmm. Overturned by the Supreme Court, correct?
Correct.
Before I ask this question, let me preface it with a quick 10-second rant.
Okay.
I love the age of information. I do. The internet. I'm excited that people have information at their fingertips. However, of course, it's going to lead to misinformation. Right now, with social media and everything, we're in like a strange place in society. Because like I said, people can be informed now, but who the hell is right?
Yeah.
So, nobody better to have one than you. So,
a lot of people better, but
come on.
You know.
Well, shit. People in my circle, nobody better to have one than you. Okay. Because I have a passion for just correct information. You know what I'm saying? And just understanding. And if nothing else, because everybody at home might know what's going on, I don't know what the hell is going on. Mm-hmm. So what exactly happened with Roe v. Wade and like from a legal standpoint? Like what's happening?
Okay. It's fairly simple.
Okay.
Ish. Basically the Supreme Court is saying we're not gonna protect the right to an abortion federally. So every state, it's like a free for all. Every state, whatever you want to do, just do it. But we're not gonna get like involved in it.
Okay.
So that's why you see some people saying like, moving forward, if you need an abortion, you can come up to so and so state. You know, this whole like line of states down here, it's a no.
Right, the slavery belt, yeah.
So, basically that's what that's saying is that if you want to make it illegal, having an abortion illegal, whatever.
Okay, so now it's literally up to the states.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's one reason I asked, because I was seeing those posts and I'm like, wait, I thought it was illegal. So it's I'm trying to think how to phrase this. So like, what do you think this means for the future of abortion? Period.
There are so many different, I don't know. There's a lot of ways that things could go, haywire. I know people are still the same argument, which I don't understand, the same argument that they have of, if you put restriction laws on guns, people are still going to figure out a way to get guns. Like guns are always going to be a thing. Okay, if you restrict abortion, people are still going to get abortions. Abortion is still going to be a thing.
Right.
People are just going to be doing it all kinds of crazy ways, and unfortunately, a lot of women are going to die, because they're trying to find a way to have an abortion, and they can't afford to drive up out of the South to get there, fly up out of there, on top of actually having the procedure. And time is ticking. Like every day that goes by is, lessening your window. So
damn.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. But I feel like this could really not end well at all.
That shit gives me chills.
Yeah. And it's wild that something like that really comes down to like 9 people and where they're political. And I know Supreme Court is not supposed to be a political entity, but at the end of the day,
Yeah. They're humans.
Yeah.
So what would it take legally for this to be real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's at the Supreme Court. Like, it don't get higher than that. I think somewhere. Roe v. Wade. That case is from 1973. Like 50. Yeah, 50.
Hey, 49.
Sorry. Right.
50 years.
50 years later, and you're still dealing with it. Like, so who knows? Who knows? But it's going to have to go back up to a Supreme Court. I don't see it being this one's ever. So who knows?
So you don't think next 10, 20 years? No, maybe a hope. No. Cause I mean, I don't even know I don't even know what it takes to get it to that level. But like,
well, you have to think like right now our Supreme Court is split like 6-3. Sometimes on some issues like 5-4. But
6-3 as far as like
their votes. So there's 9 justices.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they vote. Each justice has a vote. 3 of them are a little bit more liberal leaning, whereas 6 of them are conservative.
Not good odds.
No. And I don't know how many. It takes a while for one Supreme Court justice to, leave out and then someone pick. And of course the president does that. So who knows? But we need, whoever the liberal side needs 2 more justices to come in.
So
and then 2 to leave out. Like you need 2 that are gonna leave, and that's either by retiring or dying. Yeah, RBG just died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do a lot of Supreme Court justices retire before they die, or do most of them just hold on to that until they die?
So it's like I don't know. A lot of it is strategic, I think. Like a lot of people were upset with RBG because she was sick. Like her health was definitely declining. During Obama's presidency, I believe. But she held on, and unfortunately passed during Trump's presidency. So Trump gets to find someone to replace her. Wow. Whereas you could have had, and that's a number that liberal side lost.
Wow, because if she had let go during Obama's term, Obama could have picked.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's deep. Ooh.
So you need events like that to happen in order to, or a retirement. Obviously not, it doesn't have to be someone dying.
Right.
But yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, damn.
Yeah. Like I said, it's really strategic. So you're better off if you're thinking of retiring. It's best to do it, when you feel that someone is going to, the person that the president decides to choose is someone whose ideals are going to like line up with yours.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a strong 9 minutes. Yo. Wow. So do you think like, and this is lawyer side, we're both young.
Mm-hmm.
You're in your 20s. I just left my 20s. Like, do you think this generation, especially like those from like, I'll just say 18 to 40, do you think we will actually stick to this passion? Because, of course, right now, everyone's passionate, reposting and things, and I've seen this happen before. George Floyd, just an example, where we kind of get inspired by, 3 weeks ago with the mass shootings, like where we get enamored almost by a topic and then almost exhaust ourselves. But do you think because I'm not gonna lie, I said something on the internet the other day and I deleted it because I'm like, no, I was like, everyone's just gonna post about this shit. And 3 days later, no one's gonna care. But then I sat back and I thought, and I'm like, well, this actually kind of affects people for this is really gonna affect people. Do you think, like, just like I said, lawyer aside, do you think this will be something that, like, a rallying cry for us as a people? Do you think the youth will actually, like, stand hold and apply pressure?
I think so. I think for those, so like you said, 18 to 40. On the 40 side of things, like, you're feeling tired. I know me seeing it, you seeing it all the time, all these different things keep on Black people being killed by the police, school shootings, mass shootings, just in general, all this different stuff, seeing it, like, you're tired of it.
Yeah.
But you also get tired of having to, like, march for people, having to call your senator, like, just all the different things that come, you know, with trying to make change. You get tired when you see the same thing reoccurring. It's like, what am I doing all this for?
Yeah.
So I think that's where the younger people come in.
Yeah.
And they're fired up, and they, as little kids, they see, like, prior to 18, they see on the news, they see people marching, and they hear, and they see all these mass shootings happen, and they deal with the effects of having to have drills in schools, things like that. That kind of, like, it gets you fired up as well.
Okay.
So I think as generations, go, I think there will always be those who are, willing to, like, take up the flag. And I'm not even saying on the 40 end of things, or like people who are a little bit older, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever.
Right.
Obviously still very much so passionate about that.
Yeah.
But how much can you do?
Yeah, like you said, I talked to my dad about this because he grew up in Warrenton, North Carolina in the 60s and 70s. So he's been tear gassed by the cops at age 7. He remembers segregated schools. And when I talk to him, that's not the nigga to talk to, because he's at this point, like, I come to him with all his passion. I'm like, man, I'm trying to change the world. And he's basically like, dude, stop. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It took me a while to get it, but, like, what you were just saying, like, he's tired. He's 66.
Yeah.
And, like, so I feel you. But of course there's still going to be a percentage of people over 40, like you said, that's passionate. But I just really hope that, like I said, I don't know. I felt convicted when I said that, because I'm like, let me not have this, as an optimist, let me not have this pessimistic tone that this will just be this wave of, oh, we care and then we don't care. Because I kind of, like, I've never really had an opinion on abortion, because, I mean, I think I kind of, I'm pro-choice, actually. I've never, it's one thing I'm like, damn, I've never had, like, a super passionate discussion about it, because I just kind of, this is one thing I sit back and just watch, and I'm like, I like to hear other people's opinions, you know what I'm saying? And just other people's, like, views. I think I'm pro-choice. Yeah, I'm pro-choice. Yeah. But I've just never really, like, outwardly had a super opinion. And so, like, when I sent that out and then I deleted it, I'm like, maybe this will actually be something that, since it directly affects so many people our age, because we're the ones having kids. Yeah.
To your point of, like, people, you see, like, the craze 3 days, and you're absolutely right. Like, literally, you get a 3-day max, and then you see things kind of going back to normal. But at the same time, again, it's like, why should I care so much, and why am I, like, dwelling on this thing so much, when the people who do have the power to make changes won't do a thing about it? And it's like, I can either, sit and dwell on it for days and days and days, and keep on yelling out for no one to hear me, or I can, get back into normal swing of things and and post things that are going to make me happy. And other people are posting things that are going to make them happy too and want to share with you.
True.
So I think, I get that. And I get that a lot of things are like very sensational, but I think we also have to like you gotta make yourself kind of if you sit and dwell on it, you will go crazy because it's too much. There's so much, and it's too much. So
and that's true. That's true. Yes,
I think we have to give ourselves a little bit more grace, and I think a lot of people often feel guilty about how almost easy it is and like just second nature to literally just start thinking about the next thing. It's weird.
It's strange.
But it's because we're like constantly, just like information just coming in from everywhere. Like, I think we're used to like just not processing things for long and moving on. I think that's a thing as well. So because that's all we take in. You see, like, literally from like a tweet. You can look at a tweet and someone will be like, "R.I.P. to my granny," and you like scroll and like
That's true, and now you're taking
crazy,
in death energy. That's very true. Yes. I feel convicted.
Oh no, I mean it's all of us. It's all of us. So
yeah. That's why I asked about the future, just because with this, like, get information, don't really process it and then move on. It's just kind of like, I think my biggest fear is that, like, we're going to wake up, it's going to be 2060, and the world's going to be burning, and we're going to be like, why haven't we processed any of the tragedies of the last 50 years? But like you were saying, but also the human mind, like, every day your phone's going off 200, 300 times. That's a lot to process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just constant information, like from everywhere. You're taking a bunch of emails. You're getting a bunch of notifications. Like, it's a lot. So it's easy. Or like you'll get a news notification on your phone, like, car accident, 3, like and you're just like, you don't like blink an eye.
Yeah.
Move on.
Because you really don't need it. Well, you don't need to know about everybody dying in car accidents and shit. Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. As a lawyer, do you do a lot of reading, I'm assuming?
I do, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm assuming you did a lot of reading in law school.
Yes.
But so now, like, do you find yourself, like, because you have to go through so much just information, has your social life, like, social media, I hate to be basic, but like social media and like, well, social media in general, really, do you think you've kind of found yourself almost like pulling back just because of the amount of information you have to take in on the job?
I think, yes, naturally there are days where I'm like drained and I can't look at my phone today. And typically, like, I'm pretty responsive to people. I'll pick up the phone and call somebody or text somebody.
Right.
But like those days, noticeably, I'm like, I ain't got it. And I'll let my phone ring and I'll, let the FaceTime go. And I'm just like, I don't have it today. I just like, sometimes you just like, you're drained.
Yeah.
And even still trying to get your thoughts to like, just calm down for the evening. Like, please just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whether it's like all the different stuff you consumed, like, you know, from social media, or all the different work issues that need to be handled tomorrow, like things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do, to kind of shift it, you you do therapy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that as a lawyer or anyone going into law school, anyone considering the legal field, would you recommend therapy?
I recommend therapy for everybody. And I realize it's not accessible for everybody. And I get that. But if, if someone's going to pay for it or if you can afford it, like I definitely would recommend it. Because I don't even I don't think I go to therapy because there's one thing wrong. I go just kind of as a tune up and to get some perspective from somebody who is trained to,
Right.
help me calm thoughts or whatever it may be. So yeah, I think that if you can, you should.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always wonder, people like lawyers, police officers, first responders who deal with and though they deal with more physical, gruesome
Yeah.
does it do you find yourself, because you're 3 years in now, do you find yourself taking stuff home with you? And if so, did you take more stuff home at the beginning of your time as a lawyer? You know what I'm saying? Are you learning how to more, or what's it like?
Yeah, definitely at the beginning of my especially when I was working at the public defender's office. That used to, a lot of the cases I used to bug me when I got home. And I used to sit and think about them. And now, my cases aren't so they're not things that will necessarily keep me up at night.
Right.
But there are things, I'll give some extra attention to or be kind of trying to think through after I log out for the day or whatever it may be. So yeah, but definitely I've learned to leave a lot of that and it kind of, working from home is a blessing for sure.
Right.
But one thing about it that I've noticed is it's very difficult to leave your almost when you walk out of an office, you leave it at the door and I'll come for it in the morning.
Ah, okay. But
when your spaces are, I have an office and I refuse to do my work anywhere but my office. I will say that.
Okay.
So I try to
yeah.
But at the end of the day, still, you don't have that some people driving home is there.
Yeah, you can release.
Exactly. Some people walking out and just walking into the sun or outside or whatever. That's their whoo, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
And you don't you get up and walk downstairs and that's it. So
wow, I hadn't thought about that from all people who work from home, because I haven't had the experience yet. Universe. But yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That, just the natural changing of scenery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I definitely, and I think other things too, people find you more accessible. I didn't have a cell phone, a work phone before the pandemic. I obviously have one now and I hate it.
Really?
I hate it because people will call you just whenever. People will call you before 8. I start at 8, before 8. People call you after 5. I've gotten calls on the weekend, like
clients? Or what do you?
Well,
do y'all call them clients?
No, defendants, but not
Defendants.
like coworkers. Coworkers, yeah. And yeah, I'm just like, what's wrong with y'all? Are y'all okay?
Right.
Are y'all emails at 10, 11 p.m. Emails at 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It just makes you so accessible and everyone can just access you or whatever. And someone, even in my office, so a couple weeks ago, I went to California. I went to Lake Tahoe. In my office, for whatever reason, some people like to call my personal phone.
Oh.
They called me it would have been 9 a.m. here in Atlanta.
So 6 a.m.
But where I was, 6 a.m. while I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
And, and before the pandemic, it would have been, someone walks over to your office, they see you're not in your office.
It's over with.
Right.
Dang. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Wow. So many little intricacies, man.
Yeah. Those are things that you don't yeah, and I don't know if it's just my office. I would love to know if it's other people's office, because like people just think you're available whenever.
Right. COVID has probably everyone is virtually available now. If you can't tell me you're not virtually available, that is very true. Damn. Okay.
Right?
So wrapping up, like the next, I'm gonna say I like to go big picture.
Okay.
20, 25 years from now, where do you see yourself? Just like what kind of like legacy would you like to establish?
So what, 25 years from now? Yeah. Like my mid 50s. I just want to, I think where I am most useful, most helpful is like my one-on-one interactions with people. I think that's how I can really like,
Yeah.
show who I am, offer my services, whatever I can do to help you. So I honestly, I would just hope to keep on doing that and be able to do something with my degree, which allows me to keep on doing that, whether that's open my own practice. And by my mid 50s, I hope to be almost done.
Okay.
But
okay, I like that.
If not done. So yeah, I just want to be able to like help people. Like when it comes down to it, I'm not looking to I don't want to say change the world, but I recognize the world's problems, I can't tackle them on my own. So I'm do what I can and what I know, which is, dealing with people. And I would be happy doing that for the rest of my life. I don't, need my name on anything or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a good answer. Man, this was great.
This was cool.
Yeah, this was supreme. Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
I need to put this out tomorrow. For real. This is good. Yeah. At least part one. Something about Roe v. Wade or something.
Okay.
This is thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, of course.
Any parting words?
I
People
don't.
home?
I'm thank you again.
Of course.
For hearing me speak.
Of course. As usual, do before you die. It's not do or die. Nobody makes it out alive. You should do whatever you have to do, or whatever you want to do. The wine's catching up. I'm stuttering. So that's my cue. Catch y'all on the flip. Let's get it. Okay. Can you hit the green button on the countdown?
Red.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I said, hold on.